Alright, Thor Ragnarok, the third Thor film. It's good. I know when you hear this, you're like, oh, you're a DC fanboy, but I would prefer a little less comedy. This film, this is the buddy cop comedy. Just happens to be in space, featuring superheroes. You have two different storylines. One being Thor Ragnarok, the other one being World War Hulk. Or no, Planet Hulk. World Hulk's when he came back and beat all the superheroes. So, the goddess of death, Hela, has come back. Thor finds himself stranded on the planet Scar. Which, ironically, is where Hulk is stranded at. Because of what happened at the end of Avengers 2. They do give you the time frame. Thor Ragnarok takes place about 2 years after Avengers Age of Ultron. Which is good, lets you know that here's the time frame of the movies. So, now you've got Thor, who is now being a gladiator at the behest of the Grandmaster, played exquisitely by Jeff Goldblum. I'm almost betting they didn't give him dialogue, and they just went, here's how you look. React to what they're saying. Oh, perfect, I can do this easily. Character references? Just be you, man. Just be you. Tom Hiddleston's Loki is amazing as always. Chris Hemsworth Thor has gone full bro Thor. Not a huge fan of bro Thor. Not. Especially when the goddess of death has an army of undead that is destroying your home world of Asgard, and you're stuck on a planet someplace else, and you're still cracking one-liners. It just felt really bizarre. There's also, I think it's the first Marvel film that actually have a lot of butt jokes, as well as some other light genital humor as well. Whether it's someone who wears pants that are too tight, or the fact that Hulk in a hot tub. The executions are done very well. No issues there. I will say the addition of Valkyrie, solid. Very solid character. We lost Lady Sif, but we gained Valkyrie. I would call that an upgrade. Carl Urban's character felt very much that they needed another person to be in the film. Or that's just going to be Cate Blanchett by herself after she flat out, you have to say, annihilates the forces of Asgard. And when she first has her battle with the Odinsons, and she handles them like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. And she's able to fairly easily just thrash Thor, too. Her look was actually really unique with the black and the green trim to it. It seemed very reminiscent of what we see in the Black Panther trailer. It had that sort of motif to it. But also kind of matched what Loki wears when he's in his more villain garb with the green and yellow. So, it's good. I still say there's almost a bit too much comedy. I did very much enjoy seeing Idris Elba's Heimdall kind of go like half Michonne. When they did the two storylines, the Asgard one and the Scar one, I really liked the Asgard one. I wish they would have done, if they would have kept the humor to like the Scar section, which would have made sense from the way that it was shot and the colors, and then keep Asgard, which is, I'm here to destroy Asgard. I'm here to kill all of its people. That should have been, here's your serious part, here's your comedy part. Instead it was like, here's your light comedy in Asgard, here's your full in-depth comedy over here on Scar. Visuals were actually, bright, colorful, vibrant. It would make sense if you're showing a foreign planet where the person who's taking it over is bright, vibrant, and colorful. The sequence where they're taking Thor through like the indoctrination, was... That's almost kind of like the tunnel from the first Willy Wonka. That sort of feeling to it. It's like, oh, this feels kind of out of place in this film. Okay. The character I loved the most out of the new characters had to be, I think it's Crawl. Or Crawl. He is idiot space thing made of rocks. The joke that he makes about trying to start a revolution and not having it work because he ran out of pamphlets took me back to the concert I was at last night, Chicago Theater of Evanescence, where there's people out there handing out leaflets. Because the orchestra that they have at Chicago Theater at the time was not union. And I went, that guy should have paired up with Krull. A guy walking around with a bullhorn handing out pamphlets would easily help make a pretty good-sized army for the dude made of rock. Who is by far the funniest character in a comedy. There was a guy in the theater who laughed at every single one-liner, which got kind of annoying real quickly. The Stan Lee cameo is probably one of his best, not dealing with him and the Watchers. Your two post-credit scenes. One, of course, things are going swimmingly for Thor until they're not. And then the last one is just more Jeff Goldbluminess. And yes, Thor will be back in Avengers Infinity War, Part 1. Actually, they said Infinity War, not Part 1 or 2. Make sure it's towards the end of Part 1. But it does seem like he's hit a different power level now. She went, ah! And has hair spike up and go blonde on us again. It'll be interesting because seeing how easily the goddess of death was able to handle Thor, I wonder how powerful they're going to make Thanos.